Let's talk about the French national team. A team of cheats and headbutts. But do you know where they call home? That's right, the Stade De France. And today, we're going to tell you the story of how it came about. We're off to the early 1990s, when the French national team were playing their matches in the home of the world's biggest bottle jobs. No, not the Etihad Stadium, but the Stade De France, and were playing their games there since 1972. It was in 1992 when the French were selected to host the granddaddy of all tournaments, the Sussex Cup, the 1998 World Cup. But with the Stade De France's capacity of only 50,000,
so we don't have the capacity,
the French were going to need a bigger stadium to host the world's greatest centrepiece.
It is time for the Super Bowl!
Oh, bore off, Super Bowl. As with every country these days, except Scotland, fair play Scotland, the national stadium was to be located close to the capital, Paris. The area that was to be chosen was Saint-Denis, 5 miles north of Paris, on the site of a former gasworks. Once the site was chosen, it was time to get down to designing it, which was in the hands of a squad of 4 architects. The Turtleneck Brigade would take inspiration from the Pan Am World Port at New York's JFK Airport to create a roof of the stadium elliptical in shape to represent the universality of sport in France, whatever that means. Positioned 46 metres above the pitch and weighing twice the Eiffel Tower, the roof was to be suspended on 18 steel masts in the form of javelins which run right through the stadium to the foundations below. The roof is also designed to filter out harmful rays from the sun whilst letting through those needed to allow the grass to grow properly, which is good as the stadium doesn't have an undersoil heating system, as there were concerns that the site's previous use of a gasworks could cause explosions. On top of all this amazement, the stadium was to be the largest modular stadium in the world, with 25,000 seats that could be moved back to reveal that old arch nemesis, the dreaded athletics track, meaning this stadium can host other things than just football. The pitch was also to be sunk 19 metres into the ground, so the entire structure, including the roof, was no taller than the nearby Saint-Denis Basilica. The French and their quirks, eh? Construction on the stadium started on the 2nd of May 1995 and was completed only 31 months later, opening on the 28th of January 1998, costing a total of €364 million. For comparison, Wembley Stadium took 4.5 years to build and cost over 3 times more. Turns out the French aren't that bad at building things. The stadium would have a capacity of over 80,000 spectators, and the name of the Stade De France, or Stadium of France, for simpletons like me, was come up by France's most notable footballer and honest footballing president, Michel Platini. The stadium's first match would be France versus Spain, with France winning 1-0 thanks to a goal from Mr. Don't Make Jokes About My Mother himself, Zinedine Zidane. Building the stadium turned out to be very worthwhile, with France winning the World Cup in 1998 and Arsenal losing the Champions League final on the ground in 2006. The stadium will also be the centrepiece for the 2024 Summer Olympics, which are to be hosted by Paris. Due to Vlad's decision to go after Ukraine, the stadium has also been chosen to be the alternative host of the 2022 Champions League final, and with the final to come later this month, we have our fingers crossed that we'll see a similar moment to this.
Oh, and Gerrard slipped, and Denver Barr's in here. Out comes Mignolet, but Barr punishes of all people Steven Gerrard.